You get this position, and a lot of times we have a hard time getting a hook in because the person's too tight with his elbow, defending too well. But you can always kind of get your knee in, and people that are careful on this side. You can rest your knee right here on someone because it's a nice little handle. If their base is too narrow, when they're like this too much, or your knees in super wide and you're super narrow, yeah, that's something that they don't want to do. All you have to kind of do is check their knee and push them and bring them over. So no one's going to do that. That's just something that people aren't going to do. They know that they have a good base right here. They can defend the hooks by staying nice and tight. But something that happens, there's always this little triangle of space right here. And if that tricep's still there, it doesn't matter. You know, I can't get my foot in, it's too narrow. And the type of dexterity it would take, I'm kind of taking a lot of space off of me. I can stay low right here, and I'm going to use my knee on his tricep to push that forward. All right, just a little bit of a slide, and I slide down his hip. A lot of times whenever you're doing this position right here, a cross face is always really, really important. It's going to help lift his head up, expose his arm a little bit. This is where, like, whenever you're training with your friend, you don't want to be too nasty. But when it comes to real time, it's okay to be a little bit nasty. So just cross face a little bit, so that way that arm gets exposed. There's another part that's kind of gross. You have to take your foot and stick at your friend's face to find that. All right, stomp right over at the elbow and pull it back. I continue to pull it back, so that way my legs change positions, and I have his arm with my other leg over the top of it. My other leg's right here, and I have it hooked. All right. The first one we're going to do is a one-arm clock choke, no gi. It's pretty good for MMA. A guy named Hideki Katawaki does this a lot, and he beat Roman Sato with it. He beat some other notable guys in Shuto with this move. A trick that's pretty important with this is being able to control the far arm, because if I'm trying to get this hand across, all I was going to do is peel it down with this one hand. So what I have to do is make sure I control his arm. I stick my hand underneath, and I go for wrist control. But wrist control is going to fail you all the time. He's going to extend his arm, and I'm going to lose it. It's too easy. So something you have to do to make sure that you don't lose this is grab the hand. So extend your arm? Yeah, the hand stays stuck right next to his body. The only way that he can't extend his arm is down. If you start to push it down, it's easy to hike it up over his back. No one wants that to happen because that's going to pop your shoulder out. Whenever you guys are doing this stuff today, and you start grabbing someone's hand, you're going to notice how strong it is just to control one hand with the other. Controlling right there, this part of the hand right here, and pinning it up against their body. So once, I can even hand it with my other hand. Once I grab this and I control nice and tight, I'm taking my other hand out, and I'm going to kind of cross face again. Sometimes you can be a little bit mean with it, but like I said, you don't want to hurt your friend so much. I'm reaching all the way across. I want to try to get my elbow pointed right at the ground, up underneath, sorry. And I bring my hand to my face, kind of like a palm face, right here. When I bring the hand up to palm face myself, I'm making a fist. When you make a fist, you can see that it makes all these muscles tight. Whenever it's loose, these muscles are kind of loose right here. Make a fist, all those muscles get tight. So control, control. If you have to, you can kind of do a little bit of a ridge and grind it down across the person's neck. You get it right here, palm face, make a fist, and you rotate your hand over and down, just like this. Make like you're the strongest person in the world. You're flexing, showing off your muscle. Right through, right around, and hook. The last part of this move, you get a lot of people to tap off of this, but you have these really tough guys who are going to just gut it out and try to hold on for as long as possible. The last part is your head. You have to use your head. In jiu-jitsu, you find out that your head's another appendage. It keeps your balance. You can trap things with it. And this is one of those things where I actually use it to aid in the submission. I'm going to use my head like I would use my arm whenever I'm getting a rear naked choke. So from right here, through, flex, rotate over. I'm putting my ear in his ear and pushing his head into that choke. Right here, push my head into the choke. So, go from the beginning. He's defending, I can't get a hook in. His base is nice and wide, so I can't tap him over. I'm going to bring my knee up, scoop that through, start looking for my cross face right here, right across. A lot of times people do a cross face, they go across the temples, or too high across the forehead, not the temples. I'm trying to look for the part where you put your sunglasses. Where your sunglasses rest, that's a great place to cross face somebody. Especially if you can get it all the way turned, because you can lift their ear and try to put their ear on their shoulder blade. It's a really nasty neck crank, and it's going to give them posture. You might not finish too many people because you're going to posture up, but it's going to give you what you want. Right here, cross facing, I'm looking for that arm. This leg's coming across, scooping. And when I get right here, I'm bringing the leg straight back to traffic with the other arm, locking the triangle right there in the arm. Coming up underneath, I'm handing the hand off to my other hand, so that way I have just his hand under control, not his wrist, because his wrist is going to be too strong, it's going to be able to break the grip. Taking my hand, I'm punching across deep as I can, trying to get that elbow pointed at the ground. Palm face myself, make a fist, hug your friend.